Cher actually was very clueless.
Hello, there was a stop sign.
I totally paused.
The 1995 teen dramedy Clueless, I saw this in theaters as a kid, and I gotta say it only sparked more flamboyant flames within my young gay identity, and I'm forever thankful for that. I really am. Clueless follows Cher, whom we learned early on is a rich LA girl who is big into fashion. I mean, the girl uses a software that shows her what she'll look like in certain outfits. And let me just say that the fashions in this film clothed a generation. Oh yes, it did. Let's not play. Let's not play. The fashions were fashioning in this movie. An iconic film, okay? With iconic fashions. Her father is a lawyer who couldn't have chosen a better career path because the man is always screaming every time he speaks, okay? He loves to argue. Cher's mother died when she was a baby from a routine liposuction accident, which is so unserious on the writer's end, but very fitting for the film. Cher is a horrible driver who drives herself and her bestie Dion to school every day. Now, Dion is played by Stacey Dash, and girl, I will choose not to get into Stacey's personal life, okay? But Dion, like Cher, is also a rich bitch, okay? A lot of the student body at this school that they go to are in fact rich, okay? And when it comes to Dion, I say, come on, rich black girl. Dion has a boyfriend, Murray, whom she argues with 24/7. Dion and Murray's conversations are all highly quotable. In fact, this entire movie is highly quotable. Cher is not interested in high school boys, and so therefore, she's single. There's Amber, who is kind of like a frenemy to Cher. She has wild fashion senses that I do appreciate, okay? There's Travis, who is like a skater boy. He doesn't shower every day, maybe, okay? Doesn't take himself seriously at all. There's Mr. Hall, who is the debate teacher. Cher in school is an airhead, okay? Just out to lunch and off topic, all right? But we still love her. Cher has a stepbrother, Josh, from her father's previous marriage. He still comes over to hang around and annoy Cher. Josh is played by Paul Rudd, whom has always been fine, okay? We are not gonna sit here and play. And listen, Paul Rudd is still fine. Oh yes, still. Cher and Josh give each other hell, but Cher's father likes Josh because he's in college studying law. Her father makes it clear that he wishes she knew what she was doing with her life, which, Dad, the girl is in high school. Okay, like the way we were expected to get good grades and figure out what we wanted to do as adults is a lot to think about. Now, Cher could have been a lawyer because she managed to convince some of her teachers to raise her grades. Mr. Hall wasn't having that shit though, and so Cher tried to get involved with his personal life in hopes of making him happier, and so she and Dion tried to hook him up with another teacher, Miss Geist. Cher and Dion set that whole thing up and played Cupid, and despite the copious amounts of lipstick on Miss Geist's teeth, she was a baddie, okay? We're not gonna act like Miss Geist wasn't a bad bitch, okay? She was. Cher has a lot going on in her own life, like her speeding tickets. She doesn't even have a license. She has her permit, but not her license. And so her father ain't having that shit. He tells her that she is not to be out here driving without a licensed driver. And so this is when Cher turns to Josh. Cher and Dion are still on their quest to hook Mr. Hall up with Miss Geist, and by the way, Cher uses the R word while speaking to Mr. Hall. Very cringe, just a completely different time. You know what I'm saying? They're also working on Miss Geist to help her with her fashions and getting the lipstick up off her teeth. Sidebar, this school is hilarious. As we saw so many girls with nose bandages after getting their rhinoplasties done. Girls in high school, please. Oh my god. Soon after, we see Miss Geist and Mr. Hall making out. Miss Geist got her groove back, and the student body praises Cher for all of them having better grades, which I assume they received because their two teachers are happier and not because they actually earned it. Also, the student body should have been cheering for Dion too, as she was a part of this whole scheme that Todd set up. to get Miss Geist and Mr. Hall together. Okay? But 90s films, the black girl was just a supporting role for the most part. Cher and friends are then introduced to a new student, Ty, played by the iconic Brittany Murphy. Okay, rest her soul. Ty, in the words of Dion, is toe up, girl. Okay, Ty did not. But I love her, okay? And so Cher wants to use her popularity to help her. Ty meets Travis and his Bob and they vibe out, but Cher and Dion informs her that he ain't it. But honestly, I like the idea of Ty and Travis, okay? Cher and Dion end up giving Ty a makeover, which she totally benefited from. Okay, let's be honest. Washing out that red dye from her hair, it needed to be done, okay? She looked super cute, but Cher also tried to change Ty as a whole with the way she spoke and her vocabulary, but that clearly wasn't who Ty was. Cher thought that she was making Ty better by making her popular, and I guessed that this is a part of Cher that makes her, well, clueless. Sidebar, Ty was on the couch singing the Mentos theme song.
Mentos fresher, fresh goes better with Mentos fresh and full of life.
Which was a bop. Also, we know that Brittany Murphy could sing and she sounded damn good singing this song. They should have re-recorded that theme song with Brittany Murphy's voice. I'm just saying. Cher then tries to hook Ty up with Elton, and so they all go to a party in the valley in an attempt to make that happen. At the party, they all end up playing this game called Suck and Below, which was a very freaky game when you think about it. You have to pass a card around to the next person with your lips, so you're literally sucking it to keep it from falling, and obviously, if it falls while swapping it with someone else, you end up kissing them. So everyone's passing the card along, and it gets to Elton, who is supposed to pass to Cher, but he drops the card and they end up kissing, and Cher was not into it. He clearly did it on purpose, but again, Cher, clueless girl. Ty continues to flirt with Travis at the party because the girl likes him. She just has to get him to take a shower, that's all, and it'll be fine. It'll work out just fine because Travis is cute. Okay, Travis is cute. The actor who played Travis, he's cute. He's even hotter now as a zaddy. Go and Google his picture. Girl, Ty gets knocked out with a shoe, and Elton does help her by having her sing Rollin' with the Homies, which is still an iconic line. And again, Brittany Murphy sang it and sounded great.
Rolling with the homies.
Yeah,
The girl could sing. Do you understand? Elton ends up taking Cher home despite Cher trying to get him to take Ty home, but he lived closer to Cher, so it just made more sense. She talks about Ty the whole time, but Elton doesn't give a shit about Ty, Cher. Wake up, girl. Elton pulls over and tries to kiss Cher, but she is so thrown off by this. He thinks that the two of them just make sense, and she does not. Girl, she gets out of the car, Elton drives off, and she gets robbed, telling the robber that she doesn't want to ruin her dress, but he said, fuck that dress, hoe, and to get on the ground. Not a good night for Cher at all. She is stranded and ends up calling Josh, who was in the middle of, well, his girlfriend. He still came to get her though. Both Cher and I felt safe with Josh. His girlfriend, however, she was not it. She was boring and stuck up. No thank you. Ty is disappointed that Elton didn't want her, so Cher and Dion take her out so they could eat their feelings. Sidebar, Ty spoke on how she didn't like crooked dicks while holding a crooked breadstick, and I just want to say that the writers will pay for their sins. It's in this moment where we find out that Cher is a virgin. She's saving herself for the right person. Ty is still not over Elton, and so Cher continues her mission to find a boyfriend for Ty, but ends up finding someone she herself is interested in, Christian. Now, as an adult, Christian is clearly very gay. As a kid, however, I just thought that he had a lot of swag, and he does. You know, just gay. But you know, I saw this in theaters as a very young kid, okay? It was 95, I was like maybe like 7, you know, so what the fuck? I didn't even know that I was gay. Didn't even know what gay was, all right? So I guess I was just as clueless as Cher in this case, because she didn't know either. Like, girl, he was not into you at all. all. Cher and Christian went to hang out one night while Cher had this tiny dress on and Josh did not like that. He was clearly jealous, so ends up going to the same party to watch them. Ty also showed up to this party, bitch, and she ends up falling down the stairs. Poor Ty. Cher thought that Christian was falling in love with her, acknowledging how he ignores every other girl, but baby, it wasn't because he was in love with you. Ty was left alone while Cher and Christian danced, so Josh came to dance with Ty, which was so sweet. Also, it was in this moment that Josh gave a look to Christian. If you watch back, when Christian started dancing with a guy, Josh clocked that shit. Okay, Josh clocked it. Cher continues to pursue Christian though and invites him over when her father is out of town. Baby, they're lying on the bed. And Cher says that her feet are cold, and so she starts to rub her feet on his. And girl, the way Christian got a pillow and put it over her feet, the girl was clueless. Christian said, baby, let me get you a pillow so you can stop touching me. God. Oh man. It wasn't until Murray explained to Cher that Christian was a cake boy that she got the picture. Which, girl, what is a cake boy? Okay, what were the writers doing here? Anyway, also, right after Murray told her this, Cher and Dion almost died on the freeway while Murray was trying to teach Dion how to drive. She was not supposed to get onto the freeway, but she did. Cher accepts Christian as her friend, and they enjoy shopping together. They're at the mall with Ty, who goes to meet two random guys who almost end up tossing her from the second floor of the mall, but Christian goes to save the day and gathers their asses. It was actually pretty sexy on Christian's end. And Cher, in her mind, accuses Ty of playing the damsel in distress despite her cluelessness. But Cher, girl, you too are very clueless. Ty's brush with death gets her a ton of new popularity, which is what Cher wanted initially, but all of a sudden doesn't like it now that she's more popular than her. Ty also starts acting like a bitch and is even mean to Travis, which was mean, Ty. That was mean. Cher is having a hard time from here, being hard on herself and her maid, Lucy, as well, who she says she doesn't speak Mexican to. Now, you know, I'm glad that the writers added this because people said a lot of dumb shit like this in the 90s. Cher is then taking her driving test where she fails miserably. I mean, she was a horrible driver. She almost killed the biker. Cher gets home afterwards to see Ty and Josh being all flirty. Okay, Ty, who now loves to talk about herself, brought some things over to burn that reminded her of Elton. And I'm like, girl, you didn't even date this guy. Like, did they even kiss? What is there to get over? Ty then expresses to Cher that she likes Josh. And baby, you could see that Cher was not about it. And that pissed Ty off, girl. Baby, Cher created a monster because Ty called her a virgin who can't drive. In her own house at that. Okay? Now, the way I would have put her ass out, bitch, get out of my house. Okay? Ty was just nasty. She did kinda apologize. Afterwards, Cher goes for a walk and realizes that she is in fact clueless and that she's in love with Josh. She tells her father that she likes a guy and that she feels like he's into someone else. He lets her know how beautiful she is and how she takes such good care of him, much like the way her mother took care of him. Cher then wants to give herself an internal makeover. She gets involved with her school charity with Miss Geist and donates some of her belongings. It's some self-discovery for her, which was nice. She's even being nice to Travis and agrees to go to his skateboard league event, gathering, competition thing. Cher has turned over a new leaf. It's here that she and Ty make up, which was sweet. They both took accountability. Ty then realized that she has the hots for Travis, which left Josh off the hook. Josh covers for Cher when one of Cher's father's paralegals goes off on her. Josh defends her and comforts her. He clearly likes her and clearly comes to the house just to see her. Cher expresses that she cares about Josh and they share a beautiful romantic kiss. I got chills. I got chills here rewatching this. I did. I loved it. We then see Miss Geist and Mr. Hall tie the knot, and to think this was all Cher and Dion's doing. So sweet. Mrs. Hall throws the bouquet, Cher catches it, and she and Josh share another kiss. It was so sweet. Okay, now who better for Cher to date than Josh, because her father knows and trusts him, all right? It's still kind of his stepson, but it was really nice rewatching Clueless for the first time as an adult, okay? And really being able to tie together the title of the movie with the main character, Cher's personality, because the girl was truly clueless. What a time, what a great time to be alive. I wish I could be this age now, back in that time. It was, it was just a time, again. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about Clueless, if you still watch and reminisce and enjoy it, and talk to me in the comments.